convention lecture at 10:30 a.m. The presenter will be the Reverend Dr. Garnet Roper.
Join us for our Bible study series Wednesday to Friday at 10 a.m. Our Bible study presenter will be the Reverend Dr. Stevenson Samuels, pastor of the Waltham Park New Testament Church of God. And on Thursday at 7 p.m., join us for our town hall meeting when we shall discuss COVID-19 and its implications for the Christian social conscience.
On Friday, we will engage in missional activities across the island and wrap up with our concert at 7 p.m. Then on Sunday, February 28th, join us for our closing service at 10 a.m. streamed on our website. Come and join us in this time of fellowship.
For registration details, visit our website at jbu.church/assembly, or you may contact the JBU Center for more information at 876-969-6268, or email us at assembly@jbu.org.jm.
For updates and highlights, follow us on our social media pages.
The Spicy Hill Community Clinic is now in Duncan's. Join Dr. Donaldson and friends on Saturday, February 27th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Stephen James Infant School in Duncan's, Trelawney for Community Health Clinic. Get your doctor checkup, eye screening, pap smear, HIV and syphilis test, blood pressure check, blood sugar check, NHS card application. Donate blood at our blood drive and learn about blood pressure and blood sugar management. Registration fee is only $1,000. This community health clinic is brought to you with the kind support of Trelawney Cooperative Credit Union, Phoenix Health and Vision Care Center, Jamaica Cancer Society, Jamaica AIDS Support for Life, Carib Sales, Duncan's Bakery, Hillside Enterprise, AJAG Hardware, and the Gentle Touch of Care Training Institute. Fit FM 96.7 will be there to bring live updates throughout the day. All COVID-19 protocols will be observed. That's the Spicy Hill Community Clinic coming to Duncan's at the Stephen James Infant School on Saturday, February 27th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. with live coverage from Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music.
Are you struggling with loneliness? Feeling depressed? Are you searching for a purpose to live? Are you ready to tap into your inner greatness? Ready to soar to your full potential? Come and be inspired. Join me, Dr. Asha Mwendo, on Healing Moment inside Gospel and Soul every Wednesday, 6 p.m., where we will help you to understand your purpose. We will help you to find your wind. We'll show you how to open your wings and fly. Healing Moments, Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music.
This is Fit FM 96.7, Duncan's, Trelawney.
Good evening, and welcome to Healing Moments, brought to you by Wellness in Motion. And you know, I'm Dr. Asha Mwendo, and you are listening to us on Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. Remember now, you know the drill. You're going to listen to us live streaming at fitfmja.com. WhatsApp us at 876-482-4944. And in studio this evening, I'm so excited. I have myself the Stewart's family. And you know, our topic this evening is about Black History Month. And we are talking about everything and anything. We don't know where this story is going to go today, but we are focusing on Black History Month, the Black family, identity and diversity, and whatever else will come up. When I have this family in studio, I expect anything to happen. So you're in for an exciting evening this evening. And also joining us this evening on the phone will be Miss Morgan, the Chief Librarian from the Trelawney Branch Library. So we have a good evening lineup for you. So I want you to just go now, do your drill, get your pen, tell a friend, get your sip, and listen to this until you come right back.
Hey, the cry of the oppressed, the cry of the downtrodden man. Brothers and sisters, we got to, yes, rise up, rise, stand tall. Don't you bow and fall. Evil men will fight you down, even when you're back against the wall. Rise up, rise, stand tall. Don't you bow and fall. No matter what they say or do, think big, don't think small. People working so hard, then get underpaid, and to mount situation that's just first aid. Depression and stress when the bills can't be paid. Still me nah go falter, nah go fade. Got to move ahead in life, no matter what it takes. The chains and the barriers, you know we gotta break. My eyes are open, and now that I'm awake, now go make you eat up the cake. Rise up, rise, stand tall. Don't you bow and fall. Evil men will fight you down, even when you're back against the wall. Rise up, rise, stand tall. Don't you bow and fall. No matter what they say or do, think big, don't think small.
Good to have you back. So now you are ready to go. So there's a lot of things happening right now. Jamaica, I don't know if we're on the brink of a lockdown or what is going to happen where COVID-19 is concerned. And persons are calling on the government to do better. I have some issues with all of that is happening. One, we're going crazy because we are not obeying the regulations. So we're getting COVID. But we're calling on the government to do something. Here's what I am saying to government. Do something. Do something and do it now. What you need to do, we can't create laws that have no purpose or no use and can't hold anybody responsible for anything. So you have you have your curfew time. That don't mean anything because people do as they please anyway. We are supposed to wear our mask and they're going to business places and people in there without their mask getting through anyway. And sometimes badding up the owner. So we need to have it in a place where if you walk into an establishment, give the authorities the law that if they walk into an establishment, there's someone in there without their mask and they are being served. The business place closed down for 7 days. Something like that. If they are not being served and they refuse to leave, then you take the person and charge them. And we keep putting some laws in place with teeth and then people will obey. That is how I look at it. But then I'm saying to our people, stop behaving like you don't have a fairy godmother who will come wake a magic wand. It's not Cinderella world we're in, we are in the real world. And if you're going to wait on the fairy godmother to come and wave a magic wand and COVID-19 gone out the door, we are in trouble. So you are going to listen to me and do what is right. The other thing now, we are doing Black History Month, and I'm going to repeat. For me, it's a tokenism sometimes. That is how I look at Black History Month per se. Because you have Black History Month and a whole heap of things pack up in the same Black History Month, all of which needed a month for them own herself, right? And so therefore, this tokenism of Black History Month serves a purpose in that it reminds us that we need to look at our greatness, look at who we are, where we are coming from, and where we are going as a people. Also highlight the achievements of our people. But then no, you're calling on the white people and everybody else not to kill our brothers. In Jamaica here, how many persons have we killed since the year started? We are not at war. We're not having a civil war. We're not having any invasion nor anything, but we are killing our black brothers and sisters. In the Black History Month, we're just trying to have 2, 3, 4 per day, it seems, at the ratio we are going. And if we continue like this, I don't know what is going to happen at the end of the year. Right? So we need to improve on our behavior and we need to take our own feet off our brother's neck. We need to allow each other to breathe. We need to do that, right? And so therefore, this is how we are going to say Black History Month, couple of days leave for it to be finished. However, we have to do better. Instead of this evening, as I told you, I have a family who I know have lots of opinions, lots of talk to give us on their position of Black History Month. So before I get my guest on the phone, because I'm going to have her coming on first, and then after that, no, we will go into big discussion with my family that I have here. And I have never told them, so I'm going to tell them on air. It's a family that I admire. I admire their individuality, the way they do things. And we have had Anu here with us before. And we have had, remind me of your name again? Razu here. Razu have been here with us before. And we have the great Aymara here with us before. You just heard his music and you will be hearing more. And who knows, he might surprise us. But for anyone who for some strange reason might not know, this is the family of the auspicious Bev Moonchild, who comes on Fridays. So now you know the connection. So this family is what Black history is all about, right? And the only thing they have over me, the only thing Bev and I'm over me, is that them have 2 boys, but me have some over them, me have 2 girls. And I know maybe, the family is blended, so I'm not going to tell tales out of church. They will tell their own tales in church today. And so we will understand the family, we'll understand the demographics of how the family is made up and how they do what they do. But just before, while we're bringing on my guest, and before we break for my guest to come on, I want to pick at Aymara a little bit. And so I want to say to Aymara, it's Black History Month. What does that mean to you? Without looking at the family or anything else, just Black History Month. What does that mean to you in this time?
Black history for me, especially the month, is a reflection of our journey. That's mainly what it means to me, just to reflect on our journey. But for me, I live Black every day.
Amen.
Yeah, I mean, consciousness is around my people, my African ancestry, and in general, life. You know what I mean? Because everything, especially with human, came out of us. You know what I mean? So it's just natural. It's a natural vibration for me, Black history.
So for you, you don't need February to remind you that you are Black.
That's why I say I live Black every day.
Because you live it every
Black.
day. That is it. And you tap in. One thing I realize about your family, you tap into who we are supposed to be every single day.
Who we are.
Grounded.
Yeah, who we are.
Grounded. And we are only Black in February.
That's true.
Our skin might be black every day of the week, but we are only Black in February when we want to say we are joining up with what is going on. Yeah. And so one of the things I like about your family is that you are a together family, but you and Miss Bev and the children, you're grounded. And we have Anu, and I admire his tapping into this Marcus Garvey. And because of him, I have been learning more about Marcus Garvey because I tap into his weekly programs, and I am picking up some things that I should have known, but he helps us to realize the gap in our education where even our own Black history is concerned. And so I'm glad to have this family in here with me this evening. But before all of that conversation starts, we're going to have a conversation with Miss Suzette. Morgan from the library. She's the chief librarian from the library. And so she's going to tell us a little bit on how that fits in. So while Suzette gets in, we're going to just transition into her now. So good evening, Miss Morgan. How are you?
I'm doing okay. And you?
I am doing great. I want to hear you a little bit more. You're low.
Okay. Is this
A little better now. Yes, that's much, much better. So I just tell the world that you are Suzette Morgan, Chief Librarian. And so for the Trelawney Library, branch library, and we want you now to give us a synopsis. Tell us who you are, what you do at the library, and what Black History Month and the library have in common.
well? Again, my name is Susan Morgan, and I'm actually a senior librarian for the Trelawney Parish Library Network. It's a network of 5 libraries because we have branch libraries all around Trelawney, like in Albertown, Duncans, and Clarkstown, and also Wakefield. What I am doing currently is really coordinating activities of the library because, as you may be aware, the public library network has the responsibility of meeting the information, education, and recreation needs of the public. So these needs are met by the library undertaking a variety of programs and service and activities. How does that fit in with Black History Month? Yes. Looking at the theme for this year's Black History Month, it's focusing on the family. And what we do at the library really also focuses on the family. Because one may be aware that families today are raising children under very different social circumstances than previous generations. And because of this, they often require more flexible combinations of formal and informal social support. And of course, the public libraries are ideally placed to extend social investment to the communities and make support to families.
Investment and support to families. What does that look like? What do you actually do to support the process? When I come to the library, what can I get from the library?
Well, you can get, for example, programs and services tailored to each member of the family as a whole, and then to each members individually in terms of their age group and career. For example, I'm just using the traditional library sense. You know that families will come as a group and register to join the library, and you literally have mother, father, children joining the library and really picking books together. The parents selecting the type of books that they want their children to use, or they may remember books are stories from their childhood and they like to bring it up to the attention of their children. So they will come and say, remember, Nancy Claire used to read that as a child, for example, and they will bring that to the attention of children.
Suzette, I know how we Jamaicans talk and expressive and move our hands about, but I'm going to ask you to keep as still as possible that we can hear you clearly.
Okay, I understand. You want me to repeat that? Yes, I was saying that the family normally would come to the library together as a whole to experience things like really borrowing books, using our internet facilities, or even when we have our story hour sessions and our group activities, you may have family coming together. Although the story hour sessions are usually focused on primary age children and also infant school children, but parents normally join in sometime. And as a matter of fact, sometimes the parents would be actually one of the person reading for the children too.
Okay. I know we did not plan to go down this road, but I'm going to ask you a little bit on how are you managing now in COVID-19 and to support the families and everybody else?
Well, one of the ways that we are managing is through our virtual library services. Although we still have the physical libraries, we are doing virtual library service. For example, if one should visit the Jamaica Library Services website, they will look at a section called e-resources. It's big and bold, and just click on e-resources, and you will be amazed on the number of activities that is there for parents, for children, for everyone, whether it's reference, calling, and Bookstart JA, which really cater to families again reading to their children with online resources. We have the ebook, we have audiobook, and the best thing about this is that these books that we have online, they are really by local authors. So the family could and can relate to it that. And they're geared for basic school to primary age children.
Okay,
But we still have more for
Trelawney
older
Library
persons.
Service also have a special program doing with heritage. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, it's called the Memory of the Parish Children. What we will do is document in various forms, in video or audio, interesting personnel, places, artifacts, anything concerning to the parish. And a matter of fact, we have done one on the oldest public building in Trelawney, which is the, the parish church, St.
Okay.
Peter's Anglican Church, and that is on YouTube. So we have also done interview with some of prominent persons in the parish, and we have them on tape. But we're doing that for prosperity sake.
Okay. Awesome, awesome. So I want just before you go, I wanted to talk about the committees that you have and the library needs at this time.
Okay. We have actually an advocacy committee, and the advocacy committee will really advocate for the library in terms of the programs and services. For example, we recently had a National Careers Development Week, which was in February 6 to 12, which was a collaboration between the Ministry of Education, Hard Trust NCA, and Junior Achievement Jamaica, which really is really focusing on young persons to get ready for the job market and helping them with their resume and their application. So with the advocacy committee, what we're doing, we want to promote things like that for the families. We promote the services that
For the plant itself, now what are the needs of the library itself, the plant? Yes.
Oh, so one of the needs really is to form a friends of the library. When we have the friends of the library, we will be able to do some fundraising. And one of the plans that we have from that fundraising is really to beautify the Trelawney Parish Library. We have a huge space and we want to beautify it so that families can really enjoy. It's like a park-like view of the library. They're using library facilities, but they're also enjoying nature in a secure environment. So we want to just beautify it and to have it appealing to the community. The community can use it as a social gathering point.
So want to fence the property.
Yes, to fence the property and also to landscape it also.
And to do landscaping. Right. So there you have it. We have Miss Morgan, our senior librarian from the Trelawney Parish Library, and she highlighted some of the needs they have, and she also highlighted the benefits you can get from using the library. So we're asking persons to support the library. It's our own library in Jamaica, in Trelawney here, and we have to keep it going and build it. Miss Morgan, I want to thank you for joining us this evening, and have an awesome day. Blessed be.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Have a good evening. So while we transition from Miss Morgan, we will listen to a little music as we bring in the Stewart's family into our program this evening.
Yeah, yeah. Whatever you have done in life, whatever life may have done to you, whatever year may be your plight, I will be here for you. No names, no pressure, nor no judgment too. I will be here. Oh, yes, I will. I will be here for you. A shoulder you can cry on. I will be here for you. Someone you can rely on. I can leave it to. Call me when you need a friend. I'll be right here for you. I will be here. Oh, yes, I will. I will be here for you.
I Will Be Here For You by Bobby McAtee out of England. That's my uncle, people. And so, I've got singer in my family too. It's not Imara one can sing, although me can't sing, but. So that's my uncle, Bobby McAtee out of England. I want to thank him for giving me permission to use his music. And so, yes, no. So we are in studio and we have the Stewart's family with me. I will be asking the gentleman beside me first, and I'm going to tell you now who he is, and I'm going to ask him the first question. I'm going to start off with him. He's a young man who I admire a lot. He's just quietly going through life. Very handsome. I hear people talking about the little gentleman that running the little a compound country over there, and people go on and hear people in here saying that I know him. And everybody talking about this tall drink of water that is nicely put together. But I must let Mr. Curry knows, as much as we like our curry in our meals, we also, and some of us want curry for main dish and some for side dish. We have and some guys around here in Trelawney too. So I have Razu beside me this evening. Razu Stewart, quiet, and I will not ask him if he have any girlfriend because I don't know if him tell mommy yet. So I'm going to move on from that one. I'm going to leave it alone and leave the young man business alone. But for me, as to what I know, he is single and unattached. And I know he's focusing on his education, but I don't know.
I'm not. I am.
Take the mic.
I'm going to have to deny the claim of me being single.
Oh, you're not single. Oh, see how I get it out, people. Maybe if I didn't ask him straight, he would tell me. He wouldn't answer me. You say, oh, I get it.
I am not. I'd be in trouble if I said I was.
And I don't want you to be in trouble. So, ladies, go back to eating curry. Razu is not available. Right, he's not single. So if it was a puss in the bag, it gets out here on Healing Moments, right? So Razu, not single Razu, is here with me. And Razu, when you hear the title now of our Black History, these people not behaving themselves in here, you hear them? They're excited. Mommy must start wondering who go bake the cake. Me can't bake it here. I'm so little too. So we will help out. Right. So Razu, Black History Month, the family, heritage, all of that. What does it mean to you?
Well, for starters, Black History Month, I see it as a time to remember who we are, our roots, where we're coming from. To remember that we ought not to downplay our journey through history. We have been through, or people have been through entirely too much for us to be ashamed of our culture and our origins. So Black History Month is a time to remember who we are as a people, right? Black History Month being celebrated in families, it ought to be more common. In my opinion, I don't think it ought to be just a month. Family should take the time. Family should take the time to remind their children or teach their children where we're coming from as a people. That we we have had it rough, but we have fought and we have persevered through many instances, and that we should be proud of who we are. You know.
Awesome. So, Black History family, you are of a family unit. You have a father, you have a mother that is there for you.
Yes.
What does that mean to you? And I know at school you will have colleagues, or you would have had colleagues that you have met from different walks of life who do not have what you have. So, what is the benefit of having what you have? And what gaps do you recognize in families who don't have that what you have?
Um. Well, I would again like to start by thanking my parents for being sensible, in raising me and guiding me through life. Um, I would say that I'm rather privileged to have both of them in the same setting, in a healthy setting,
Yes.
because it's not as common as you'd hope for it to be.
Yes.
Two parents in a household. Um, the advantages I might have would be support and care.
Support and care.
Yes. Folks who are not in my position of a healthy family setting, they they might lack some of those emotional crutches, because I'm not saying that families who are nuclear, pardon, not nuclear, but families who are missing one half,
yes.
right? They're not always the most functional, you know. So for those who are, it's massive props to them. It's not easy to raise a family on your own. Um, but then there are the less fortunate, the less stable, who have issues with growing the child, raising the child, guiding the child through life. And those children often stray from a path of righteousness. That sounds like a drastic word.
No,
But,
to be honest, I agree with you because you what I'm getting from you, the moral guidance and emotional, and you use the word emotional, and for me that is awesome. Coming from a young man who's going to talk about emotional support he gets from having a unified family, because that really is truly one of the lacking components in our society. No, young men do not have emotional support. So for you to mention that, that is really awesome that you identify the benefit of having emotional support. So for you, where emotion is concerned in your Black family, what does it look? Are you allowed to bawl when you want bawl, laugh when you want, or you have to ask permission?
Not at all. The thing is with me, I hardly, broadcast my emotions.
Right.
I've just found myself sticking, closer to myself. Not that I wouldn't go to either my parents if things do get to a point. But, if tears are coming, they're not going to be held back. Not in front of them or behind them.
Okay. Awesome. I know you're an introvert somewhat. Are your parents able to read you to know when you need them without you telling them you need them? Is it easy for them? Do you make it easy for them, or they have to pull teeth?
Yes, they do have to pull teeth. I oftentimes feel like apologizing because my mother will notice me walking around the house, and then she'd be like, "Rosie, what's wrong?" And before I can even think about an answer, I'll just say nothing, and then she'll just know that I'm not being honest.
Right.
And she'll sit me down and she asks me what is wrong until I tell her what is wrong.
And that right there is what is important. You have a strong father, you have a strong mother, but you are allowed to be yourself. However, your mother will be there to intervene and push. And that is one of the things that is important for young men and young women growing up in our society today, especially our young men, because it is said that they are falling between the gaps, and most of the crimes that we have now is being done by young men. And so to have you, and one of the things I admire you, even when you're doing your volunteering work with JCDC and you're up there and you're with your friends, you still have a level of balance, which I do admire. And hearing you speak of you being drawn to yourself, being an introvert, but able to have a family that you know is there, you can cry, you can ball, you can do whatever you please, is very important. So Amara, I want to bring you in now. You are what society would, you are the kind of man now my mom would say, be careful of them kind of man there, who love roots, love talk about them things, them sing music. I remember when my brother wanted to go into music, my mother said no. Musicians go smoke ganja, them are going to destroy themselves, they're going to do all of that, they're going to have enough woman. You don't have to tell us that part, but maybe we listen still. They have, you know, you are the type of typical man that most persons would say, daughters walk around there, so. However, I have, since getting to be acquainted with you, I won't say I know you, but being acquainted with you, I see a level of steadiness, a level of purposeness and purposeful. What make you, especially in a time of Black history and all the things people have to think about Black people, what make you being able to be grounded, be a family man in these times? Why you not run gone?
Because people did run me and left me. I know that did feel, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I know, I decided that I would correct that and make sure that don't happen. So I have to break that cycle.
Yeah, you're breaking the cycle. I like that word.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and there are times when you miss maybe just for economic purpose, because you need to go out and look certain things to make sure so the family are right, you know? And that is one of the things that we have to understand as Black people, as Black men. We are always hunters, right? And we hunt to make sure say the nurturer, which is the mother, you know, all right, and the youth them all right, you know. Within Western society, you know, I believe we are following the narratives of the Victorian kind of lifestyle and believe that is the order of the day. But you know, we as African people, we have our own system and our own order that we put in place, especially when it comes to women. People maybe believe, say, boy, yeah, you steady your mind, because you know, say the more you can, you know, monitor your emotion, is easier for you to function. See, just to have so many things focusing on, you know, you won't get to travel straight how you want to travel. You know what I mean? You will have too much stopping and going. You understand? So that is one of the main reasons why I make sure, say, boy, you know, I will keep a family together, because I never know my father tell me at 26-year-old. My mother was out there doing what she did, but yet I grew up in a nuclear family, because my step grandfather and my grandmother was there to nurture me and my brother, you know what I mean? And we had what I call an extended community and an extended family. The way I grew up, you know, in a village we call near Rowan River in the hills of St. Thomas. It's a beautiful place, you know, where we look out for each other, you know. We don't go hungry, because each family literally have more than 4 dinner every evening. Because if you pass up a Maskey Albert, dinner there for you. And if you walk over Albertine, dinner there for you. And if you check Aunt Nan, dinner there for you. Because what we do, we don't cook for who in the household alone. We cook for who may pass by. You know what I mean? So there is always something to share. the love is always with us.
Amen.
You know
And
what I
so
mean?
you brought forward something, no, Emma, that as a black family, the support of the extended family, how important it is. And that is something we are kind of missing in a big way in our society now. One, we can't trust our community that we have around us because sometimes the community is the one that destroys your children. So you bring out the importance of creating the extended family and the community that we're going to help to grow our children. You brought out the fact that if you turn up at non-house, you're going to get something to eat. And it reminds me of my grandfather down when he was down there in Westmoreland, Blueberry in Westmoreland. And if grandfather, when we finished eating, and he said to his wife, Miss Yuffie, what left in the pot? And she said, not left. He said, put on back the pot and cook. Suppose two somebody turn up. And we grew with that principle. You always have to have at least 2 meals extra in case someone stopped by. I remember growing up in my grandmother's house, and that was the principle. With my mom, when we live with my mom, we have days when we would cook. And if any one of us cook, and when we share, not left in the pot, you don't have no dinner, because grandmommy going to put up that dinner in case somebody come by. That's how we were brought up. And that is a thing that we were doing, not because you have the money, but it was a custom.
It's a culture.
Yeah, it's a part of our culture. You put down something just in case. It's a part of our
culture because we are family.
We are family.
We understand what family is, It's not that you have... It wasn't a thing that you have preference over your children, for your children over any other children, And that is why I say we see all children as our children, as so the community operate. So when we go check Mass done, or my past, there's a virgin where was like my little was like me could have called my godfather. See, and in your Everton Phillips. Okay. So as a youth them time, sometime when him go plant carrot and them thing, them would go with him and learn how to dig carrot and sow carrot and plow up the land and sow carrot and them thing there. And we help him reap carrot and anything. But Everton did always have a vibration. When Everton are cooking, him alone live, Buffing pot big,
Whoa.
One big pot, And if 6 person pass by for the day and they love cook soup.
Oh,
see?
Man like me love soup.
And no meat and them thing, So I just we come from with the whole thing of we call sip. Because sip different from soup.
I have learned that.
All right, see? So when him cook a big pot of sip, if 10 people pass through the day, food there.
They can get something out of the
pot. And sometimes nobody no call, the man will call out and say, oh, me have some food over here and I don't want to spoil it. So me say, so that culture, and not what we try make up, it's just a part of our DNA. And if you check the history of us as African people, we look out for one another. And that's why we could have survived the atrocity of slavery. Because of what we did during that time to keep that unit together. You understand? And the oppressors and the British realize that they have to break that kind of unit, because that's the only way they can defeat us. And that's why they try to create that division between us by calling some maroon and calling some Jamaican. You understand? So, and they continue along the way, politically, religious division. These are some method. You know what I mean? Racism, all of these things are methods of division for the elite class or the small power structure to be in control. Because if you have this unit communicating and sharing their emotions and sharing their thoughts and coming together to work, then that power structure surely going to crumble.
Yes, and as I was listening to you, Emma, what comes to my mind down in Egypt, when they had the Israelites in slavery and they realized that these people are going to be great, how they had to create ways of dividing, killing the children, do all kind of things. It is something that have been practiced over years upon years to destroy a family, to destroy a culture by division. Sometimes we know, feed into it and buy into it and make it work.
That's the fact. when COVID started, right?
Mm-hmm.
One word caught my attention. Not one word. Two word.
Mm-hmm.
Social distance.
Yeah.
I just never liked that term there.
Never like the term myself, you know.
You know, we never go say never. We still not like that term there.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can't social distance.
Yes.
In reality, we cannot. We are not the kind of people there.
That is true.
For social distance.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are going to impose that upon us, which that is what causing the mayhem with us now, we know. Because a long time the tactics of social distancing have been taking place through politics, through religion. You know what I mean? Where people don't deal with people because they vote for this party.
Yes.
And people don't deal with people because them God a church. And you don't deal with me because I tell you, say, me don't know when you talk about God, what you mean, you know. So you vex with me because you say, boy, the whole you not believe in a God. Me not tell you, say, me not believe, you know.
You don't accept the God.
You don't understand how you a package God and I sell to me. You understand? So all of these little things is systems put in place, not by who we can call God, but by man. And they are put in place for an objective or for a certain motive. So we need to pay attention every single moment, especially within the present, what is happening among us now.
And
in
you
Jamaica.
are so right. And for me, I look at the brokenness that we have, because we have a sick brokenness among us, in that I don't say there's no love in the society. I tell people, I'm not, if I'm sitting in church and somebody say no love not in here, me not say amen, because me in there and me have love. So I'm that type of a person. But we do not have enough love in our society, no, for each other. We have broken away from being a united family, and we are going into a competitive families, as if everybody competing against somebody else. We are like the hamster on the wheel. We're going and we're not even getting anywhere.
It's not that we are going there. If you look carefully at the structure of the education system, it is already a competitive system, you know, where even though them have a slogan to say no child must be left behind.
Yes.
See, what you realize say is only maybe 10 out of 40. Maybe that is me overestimate that. It's only 10 out of 40 in our classroom. Maybe I go just come out to anything where the system set out and say, boy, yes, them people are supposed to be at this level. You know? And if you look on the structure, the economic structure, the disparity between the rich and the poor, right? This is not something just pop up, you know. It's a design.
Yes.
And we have to see it as a design. We have to see it as what it is, right? Yes. And we might get hard upon a lot of our young men who we see become so brutal against each other. You know, it's a serious thing that we are facing with. And one of the things we realize is because fear took us over.
Yes, fear.
You know what I mean? My wife can tell you, me not travel with her something there, you know. When we live at St. Thomas, several youth, me see a eye glean, and me draw them up, you know. And if they can't give me no clear vibration, me carry them to the Marant Bay police station, you know. Make sure tell you, several.
Yes.
And people will say, boy, them boy they will kill me. And I say, well, if them kill me, I saw.
Yes.
But what I'm trying to do is to save them.
Yes.
So if they can't recognize that I am trying to do something good for them, well, so be it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And I agree with that, you know, because that's kind of the policy that I use, even in my community. I am going to speak to you. You're going to have to do what you want to do when I'm finished talking to you, but I'm going to try to steer you on the right path. So on that thought, now we're going to listen to a little bit more of your music, and then we go in again. So we're going to listen to this, brethren, as we move forward.
Just one glance, I'm affected by your your radiance, yeah.
You know, I've got to tell you this, you know. It's just an affirmation. I love the way the divine create you, my darling. You're looking so fine. Your mannerism and the way that you carry that beauty, you got to be mine. Articulate, gesticulate, your whole body speaking. No words to define. The way you dance, groove, and whine to no rhythm, you capture my mind.
Your tender love is so sensual. Beauty beneficial, illuminates and heal my soul. The aura that surrounds you, so hard to resist you. Magnetic field pulling me closer.
I love the way the divine create you, my darling. You're looking so fine. Your mannerism and the way that you carry that beauty, you got to be mine. Articulate, gesticulate, your whole body speaking. No words to define. The way you dance, groove, and whine to my rhythm, you capture my mind.
The vibration I'm feeling it, boundless, no ceiling. With you I'm soaring high. Stream of love keep flowing, tree of life growing. I eat and never die.
I love the way the divine create you, my darling. You're looking so fine. Your mannerism and the way that
Hear the man talking to him, darling. Yes, man, it's them lyrics here, Miss Bev getting, you know. No wonder she can't work so good when she come out her road because our mind just start out. Yes, man. I'm going to behave myself, you know, I have children in the house. Yes, but I am listening, looking to some of what is being said here. And hi, Miss Hines. Good for you to join in us. Good evening, Griffiths. But what I want to read for us is Derwin Smith says, my grandmother used to dish out extra plate of food, then send me to call my friend or neighbor. That dinner ready? Yes, man. And it is true. I see one other person put up just a slight input which may differ from your program topic, but it's more to use as African people. I feel one of our biggest cause of division and far from unity comes from the dividing of land and people placement at various sections. And Patrick Cross, don't stop listening to Fit FM. Because if you stop, you're going to be unfit. And Gracia says, big up Razoo. Yes, so Razoo getting big up. And I have a call. I saw a caller is online. Let me hear what the caller have to say. Hello?
Yeah, greetings, Fit FM and all the items inside the studio.
Yes. So tell the people
who's big up, I'm Mari. Well, I'm calling from UK, London. My name is Derwin. I'm echoing back on myself at the moment, you know.
I'm big up who you live.
Yeah, I want to say, big up everyone in the studio. I'm big up the man I marry, me sing out there alongside the family. Yeah, me follow him on closely, you know, for the
Yes, I'm glad you're following him very closely. I'm thanking you for calling in too.
Yeah, man, it's inspirational enough. The works we are trying to, and the works a man like him I try to see way, you know, I mean, I show one-on-one, say, you know, we can live as family and we can live good in this time and loving and peaceful, you know, apart from all the craziness and the madness and the, you know, the evilness what go on still, because we are observe what go on from afar and, you know, look pretty for we right now, you know. But we still are going to hold it and we still are going kind of, you know, have our hopes and say a few strong prayer things can change in the near, you know. I go and listen out and just have to say some love and blessing to Jamaica still overall still, you know what I mean?
Awesome. They're hearing you. The world hearing you.
Little place.
Yes.
Sorry?
I said the world hearing you, man. Go and big up who you're bigging up.
Yeah, yeah, man. Just big up all of Jamaica, and big up all of my family and Falmouth, see you know, all of St. James, because I'm the St. James man, see you know. Yeah, man, big up all of the island, for the island, man, you know. We just hope, say, because right now, me just there, and just the news where the two brethren from school, from VA, they were just get blown away, so them thing they burn hot, you know what I mean, so, boy, we realize, like, so we don't know what going on in that place, man, we just hope that things can turn around, and somebody need to step up, you know, whether from the higher rank or whichever rank, you know what I mean? Somebody need to, something need to happen in that place, man, because you know, look pretty.
Protect our
Yeah, man, yeah, man, yeah,
if
man,
each
from
of us
whatever
start
rank,
protect our
from whatever
corners,
rank, man.
yeah, man, them around for true. So
From whatever rank, man,
thank you
yeah,
for
go on.
calling in, and continue to listen and continue to give your input and keep listening to Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7. Thank you.
Yeah, man, one black love.
Blessed peace. All right. Yes, so there you have it from our caller calling in with his concern. And we have our messages coming in. And we want to thank all those who are listening and they are sharing. And wherever you are this evening listening to us on Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7. I have in studio with me the Stewart's family. And you have met Razu just now. And beside me now, we have Ranu. And he's going to talk to us. Anu, oh Lord, forgive me. And we'll come to call it good all well. I know you're coming to mess it up. So we woman do you not sure. Anyway, we have Anu sitting beside me this evening. And so before we continue the conversation with Imara, I want to bring Anu into the conversation. So I want Anu to tell us who Anu is and a little bit of something what he thinks about Black History Month and his favorite hero, Marcus Garvey.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Anu Stewart. I'm 9 years old. I really like Marcus Garvey, and I think that Black History Month is a kind of celebration of Black people and where Black people should remember their history.
There you have it. And I'm going to tell you, Anu, he's homeschooled, right? So it doesn't matter where you are at school, it brings out the best in you. And that is one of the things I admire about this family also. It takes both parents to homeschool a child because everybody have to work out everybody's agenda and make sure the support network is still there. But I know he's well-spoken, well-rounded, and he is a co-author in the making. Yes. And we're not going to leave that out. I am in the room with famous people. Listen to me. And the time come when I know books them take off and people go to running after I know like they're running after the dish of curry right now. And I'm going to say I knew him from before. And I know him long time. And when I'm sitting on my veranda in my rocking chair and my grandchildren telling me about the famous Anu, I'm going to say, oh, no, he might not be studio with me, you know. Yes, man. That's how far I know Anu is going to go. And this is the first of many books he's going to be a part of. The next one he's going to do is going to be authored by him alone. Maybe mommy and daddy will help him, but it's going to be authored by him. And I'm speaking it into being, right, Anu?
Yes, miss.
You agree. So, and he agrees. So, Anu, Razu not single. You single?
Of course.
Whoa! Well, at least ladies with the young ones, and one of them coming up, one of the ones that get poured into properly, enough the right amount of milk, the right amount of sugar, the right amount of molasses. Because listen to me now, I love sweetness, but I prefer the natural. So the molasses and the honey, the right amount going into him, and he's coming. So ladies now who looking for the perfect, the Stuart husband, make sure so they make a perfect daughter. Because it takes two to tango. And I know he's coming and he's well grounded and grounded. Right. So I know, tell us a little bit about growing up in your family.
Well, I really like my family because my father and my mother, they make really good decisions for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect that. And I'm really lucky to have two good parents like them, along with my brother. Not going to leave him out.
Okay.
So I have a really good family and I'm happy about it.
And so there you have it. He said, father makes good decisions for him. Parents, I hope you are listening. The decisions you make influence and impacts your child's life for now, and if you're not careful, forever, because you're creating who they are supposed to be. And I don't know. I kind of sorry my daughter them they don't grow, and me not get no granddaughter. So I know now I'm gonna fall in my family. But you know, oh, but me have some niece, and cousins. Anything can go on for me. I may have some liver foreign too. So who knows? Anything possible, right? So there's still hope for me, right? And my family that the goodness can pour into my family. So I know you have a great focus. And for this evening, I really want to focus with you on Marcus Garvey and how he fits into our Black history and family and everything that makes up what Marcus Garvey brings to the table. Tell us a little bit about how you see that fitting into what we are doing now.
Well, you like to usually think that Black History Month is going to be mainly about national heroes and how they saved a lot of Black people. But Marcus Garvey in general, I think that he is the most favorite of all the national heroes, and that's just in my opinion.
Yes,
because
and you're entitled to it.
Yeah, and everybody like one or other national hero, but I really like Marcus Garvey. And if you are going to ask how I got into Marcus Garvey and started doing these quotes, it was because of him.
Oh, so that influenced you that you're becoming a co-author writing about Marcus Garvey now. So tell us some of the quotes that you would use to fit into what we are going through at now that stands out for you.
Can you repeat that, please? I didn't really hear them.
Tell me some of the quotes of a Marcus Garvey quotes that would fit into who you are, where we are, and where we are going.
Okay, so the first quote I have is about confidence. It's a little short thing, but it has many ways to understand it. So here it is. If you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race of life. With confidence, you have won even before you have started. And how I understand it is some people actually say, no, I'm not good enough and I can't do that. But that's not true. Everybody find a way to do it. There is always a decision and a way to get out of what you're going through. So what I'm really saying and what Marcus Garvey is saying is stand up for yourself and there's always a way to get through what you're going through.
There you have it. Can you want to hear it any better? And they say, until the child shall lead them. There we have it. If you are anywhere this evening listening to us on Healing Moments and you feel that you can't, change the conversation. You can. And Ranu will just tell us why by using one of Marcus Garvey quotes. I am one of those that believe that if we were using more of Marcus Garvey's narrative in our schools, maybe we would have more rounded children and rounded adults because they would have been grounded in who they are and where they are coming from. So I see Ranu have a number of books here with him. I want you to tell me, Ranu, when we gonna Ranu? Oh, Ranu did call me this evening. Ranu don't call me on Wednesday again when Anu coming on. Right. Tell me about the book you have and some other influences that you get from Marcus Garvey.
Well, the book I have right here is co-authored by me and is especially authored by Dr. Eleanor Wynne. She lives in Canada.
Oh, so the book did come out.
Yes, it's out.
I didn't know. Come on, people. Let's listen. Let's talk about. I said that he's co-authoring. He is a published author. Come on, and I'm gonna hold the book up. So if you're looking, you see. I tell you, I'm in the presence of greatness. Yes. So the book is out. I thought the book was coming. I never realized the book is out. And it is entitled Marcus Teaches Us, and by Eleanor Wynne and Anu Yakadis Stewart. See, I know people, me nearly bite my tongue. Him name Anu Yakadi Stewart. I didn't know that part. It's a good thing the book come out. And so, Anu, can I open your book and look in there?
Yes, miss.
So I'm going to open the book and I am going to read from the first thing that comes up right here. It says, Marcus Garvey was a man of God who urged us to love one another. He teaches us that Jesus is a black man of sorrows, Mary the Black Madonna, and that Jesus came on earth to fight against all that was wrong. Black people are all humans equal in the sight of God. I love it. I know, I love it. I will have to get my copy. They are available locally, Miss Bev. I love it. It have an activity in there where you can connect the dots. So if you're looking, you all need to get your copy of Marcus Garvey Teaches Us. I know, tell me, what does this book mean to you?
It means a lot to me that I'm finally going to be like being across the world and having an actual book co-authored and with the help of someone. And and I have something to say along with that.
Tell us.
Everybody needs help. That's a quote from me.
Yes.
Everybody needs help.
Amen. So now you have a new quote, right? Everybody needs help. And Anu needed help and he get help and he's out there. And it tells you about this family that help their children to realize their dreams. And that is why this evening I am so glad when I reach out to Miss Bev, she packaged it nicely for me and tell me, yes, we're going to work it. And she went and she spoke to her unit, her family, and she said, yes, they are going to be in studio with me this afternoon. This is a family, an example. I'm not saying they're a perfect family, because perfection must lie somewhere across the river. However, they are a perfect example of what our family should look like, the support. They kind of miss it a little bit because the perfect family by European standard is 2.5 children and a nice house and a picket fence. And the 2.5 children supposed to have a girl somewhere in there. So maybe they have soon come. And can I tell you, when I was looking on my Facebook page over the weekend, and some people were mixing up them porridge with them banana and things, and some people, when they get threatened, you never can tell, they have my soon come and might be a girl, who knows, anything possible these days. And I'm speaking it into being, I'm just talking, right? But outside of that half, this is an example of what we expect a perfect family to be: supportive, allowing the children to realize their dreams. And you tell you how old he was? He said he's 9 and he's already a co-author of a book on a great man, Marcus Messiah Garvey. It says Marcus Teaches Us. And I want Anu now to tell us a little bit about the book. And if we want the book, how do we get the book?
Okay, so how you get the book? Mm-hmm. You can buy it on Amazon. It's very cheap, $9.99. Mm-hmm. And my mother is planning to get more, mm-hmm. so she herself can put it out and sell it locally.
And I'm waiting on her to get it, that I get my copy, because I don't know how to go on Amazon. But I'm waiting until mommy, because I like hard copy things. I like hard copy. I know I like hard copy. So I'm waiting until mommy get them and I can get mine. So when she get them, remind her that Dr. Asha from Healing Moments need her copy, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I am extremely proud of you. And to be honest, it's a good thing the Spirit tell me to look on the book, because I never even realized that your book was out. I know how you take so long to tell me.
Well, I wasn't in studio those times.
Oh, well, perfect answer. You were not in studio to tell me. So, Daddy, how do you feel as a father sowing into the life of your children and to have your children being grounded and rounded?
Well, simply put it, you sow a seed and you nurture them and allow them to grow. I kind of have a different way of dealing with them, Mm-hmm. I not beat down and tell them what to do. Mm-hmm. I allow them to think, So even the whole principle of homeschooling, yes, is to kind of break the kind of curriculum system, that them can look around and look within themselves. That, it's not me beating down or pushing something in them head and say, this is what you must do, or what I want them to use them intellect, their mind, and look within themselves, and see what they want to be. Because I discover long time as a little youth I grow where me did want go, even though, and now I start to realize why I was always asking question, you know what I mean? And most of the question when we used to ask is questioning myself.
Yes.
More than even question people. Because I realize sometimes when you question people for their approval, they are telling you about how them see life.
Yes.
You understand? So I need to find out how I see things to myself and come to a conclusion and make sure so whatever decision I make it, and I am willing to face the consequences.
I like that, my husband likes to say, when you ask him to say sorry for something he did, he tells you that he's not someone that makes snap decisions. So he thinks about his action, he decides he's going to do it, and then he did it. It hurts you, hush. But if he tell us sorry, I'm going to lie to himself, because if he get the chance, he will do it again, because he don't do anything without he thinks about it, make a decision, and then he moves forward. So he's not going to apologize for what he did. I don't apologize for the things I do sometimes. I may apologize to say, I am sorry, it makes you feel that way. But most times when I'm going to do something, other than the time when my heart take me, I may just do something. Most times I think about things quite a while. I question myself and I come to a conclusion within myself and I make a decision and I'm going to do this. And when I do it, you might not like it, but I'm going to live true to myself. So I like that position that you take. So we're going to listen to a little more. And people, I'm telling you, I am excited this evening because I have in my studio in Fit FM on Healing Moments an awesome family. Mother, author, father, singer, pick me the right book. Can we have it more than that? Let's get some more music.
Love. Oneness and love. How terrible it is to be your own enemy. Where can you find peace? Having a war only in yourself. How terrible it is to be your own. All things within you. Can you find peace? Having a war eternally. Destroying yourself is not the way it should be. It's only in love you will find security of yourself. You shouldn't be afraid. You cannot take a stand if yourself you cannot face. So rise and claim your place. How terrible it is to be your own and heal yourself, my brother. Can you find peace? Yourself, my sister.
This is Fit FM.
Fit FM 96.7.
96.7.
Duncan Streloni.
Duncan Streloni.
Just one glance. I'm affected by your radiance, yeah.
I've got to tell you this, It's just an affirmation. I love the way the divine create you, my darling. You're looking so fine. Your mannerism and the way that you carry that beauty, you got to be mine. Articulate, gesticulate, you're all by the speaking. No words to define. The way you dance, groove, and whine to my rhythm, you capture my mind.
Your tender love is so sensual. Therapeutic, beneficial, illuminates and heal my soul. the aura that surrounds you, so hard to resist you. Magnetic field pulling me closer. I love the way the divine create you, my darling. You're looking so fine. Your mannerism, the way that you carry that beauty, you got to be mine. Articulate, gesticulate, your whole body speaking. No words to define the way you dance, groove, and whine to my rhythm. You capture my mind. The vibration I'm feeling, boundless, no ceiling. With you, I'm soaring high. Stream of love keep flowing, tree of life keep growing. We eat, we never die. I love the way the divine create you, my darling. You're looking so fine.
Right here, you have the right to a healing moment on Fit FM 96.7. I am your host, Dr. Asha Mwendo, and I have in studio with me the Stewart's family. And sitting beside me now is the famous Beth Moonchild, beside her husband, who just serenaded her on my program, and you have it live. So now we have met the king. We have met the princes of the home, and so now it's time to meet the queen. And so I know you know her from something else, and I'm going to call the program from my program. Anyway, so today you're meeting her on my program in who she is. So she's going to tell us a little bit more about what she does. I noticed she didn't work with any of our book, and me never work with mine either. Because I have a copy, people. So if you don't have any, she's going to tell you what it named to in this conversation, and you need to go out and get your copy. So I have beside me someone I want to call my friend, my associate, someone I'm pleased to have met to know. And so she works here in the parish also. She'll tell you about that too. So Miss Bev.
Yes, ma'am.
Talk to the people. It's who you?
How are you?
Me's good.
Okay, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. You just stay so man.
Yes, man. I'm gonna tell you people, may I put a disclaimer? The agreement was she's going to bring her family to do an interview with me. She's going to stay behind the scenes.
Yes.
And she's not coming forward. But then I said to Miss Julia, no worry yourself. I said, when she come with a set her up. Miss Julia said, no, ma'am, it's a candle. She not. I said, you know worry yourself. I'm going to set her up and call her forward. And then people look at her nicely. She's dressed and all of that.
Oh, Lord have
she's
mercy.
behind the scenes. True Black history family, isn't it? And I know you agree with me, people. So
wow.
Miss Bev, so if you talk, you go and talk. Yes,
no problem. Yes,
persons.
What's the question again?
You see, then now she all figured. Yes, tell me who you be and what you do.
Well, I am Beverly Edward Stewart. Married to Imara. So let me give you a quick story. So Imara is planning to change his name.
Okay.
To transition to a name that he is comfortable with.
Okay.
And so I said to him, then when you change your name, now what me I gonna name?
Your name, what your name?
Because he's not gonna be Stewart again.
Okay.
So me said, so where I am going to fall in all of this.
Yes.
And he said, no, you now have to choose a name that you are comfortable with.
Yes.
Because having my name is neither here nor there.
Amen.
You are your own person and you must have your name and I have my name.
Listen to me. I'm going to say something. I'm going to interrupt you. Know. I want to find out. Just here to tell me when Imara goes to change his name, if they're going to ask if he sign permission.
I'll let you know.
Because you see, when me go figure sign my name, the man or the king of the house have to sign permission for me change my own name.
Really?
Yes. If he had not agreed as a family to say, I can change my name from what my name was to what my name is now, I wouldn't want to get through. So me want to finish for the same thing or go for the man.
So permission has to be granted.
So we want to find out if the man will have the same journey and we'll have a conversation about it right here.
I will let you know, Dr.
If it is
Asha.
different.
Yeah. I will let you know, certainly.
Yes.
So I don't even know what to say. When I have my program, I just start, but now I'm on your program as a guest. I don't know what to say. Okay, so as a family, I think it is important. The thing is, I was grown with a mother and a father and my brothers.
Okay.
So when I wanted to make a family of my own, that's how I wanted it. I wanted the father to be there with the children. So when I met Imara, I had a son prior to meeting him. And he had a son prior to meeting me.
Okay.
Right? So
between the town and no met no girl?
no.
Why am I sorry for no?
No. But as you heard him say, I don't know.
Anything possible. If I sort it out. All right. Him sorting it out.
Maybe she have to go get she have to go agree if you bring in if she can deliver.
You hear it right here. The extended family extended to the African custom. All right. You hear it right here.
So we will talk about that one. So I wanted to have that kind of steady household.
Yes.
That kind of steady family. And I think Imara, from what he told you earlier, that he met his father when he was 26 years old, and he did not want to have that at all happening to him. So I think we both had an objective, and we both wanted to have family for the same reasons.
Awesome. And what a family you do have.
Thank Imara for being there as a father. And because some of the things maybe I would have just allowed to pass, but being the kind of person he is, him don't let little things pass.
And and that is very important. I'm glad you mentioned that. And I always say to families, it's the little seeds that become big seeds that become trees that overturn the world. And children don't grow out bad habits.
Yeah.
They grow out close.
So as I'm telling you, the other evening he was talking to Rezu, and Rezu say I'm not single, right? Okay, so he was saying something to him, and then Rezu kind of raised his voice a little. Nobody not say nothing. Everybody eat them dinner, and everybody gone on them device and do what them have to do. Then me hear Imara say, Rezu, come here. And he said earlier so and so and so and so and so. And you kind of lift your voice and so on. And I'm not going to allow the night to go down and don't talk to you about it.
Awesome.
That has to stop. You need to stop it right now.
And that is good. That is good because keep it up in their mouth and say,
no.
Why showed power?
No.
And then tomorrow him do something else and him say, I see him say you did yesterday.
Yeah.
As some parents.
So that kind of carry forward.
He nip it in the bud and talk about it.
Yeah, right there.
And that is good. Because sometimes as mothers now we say,
sure,
try boy a ton man. And we not say nothing.
Yeah.
Till tomorrow him shout again, till him choke you, till you say, I try my ton man, about. You deal with it immediately. And that is really good. And so you are now adding another level to how the dynamics of your family is built, which is extremely important. Right? And I especially want you to be in the conversation, though I did not tell you, because I had agreed to what you had agreed to in your words, but not in heart, in that a family unit, each parent carries their own level of importance. None is more important than the other. So I'm going to ask you this now, direct question. Anwara's will do something that is wrong. Imara is not home. Do you wait until him come home and deal with them?
No.
Why not? Him is the man.
No, because if I wait until he comes, he's going to say, why you didn't deal with it? Why are you waiting until me come? And you would have been the person there when it happened. Deal with it right there. Because that level of respect for everybody is established,
Right.
So it's not like them afraid of him and not afraid of me. Whatever happens, whoever is there, it just has to be dealt with that person. I can't wait until him come to say, so and so happened, I resolved it, and I can't.
And that is very important. I specifically asked the question. I didn't know how you do it, but I specifically ask it because I want the parents listening on right now that have young ones growing up in their homes, be it boys or girls. Each parent should carry equal respect and responsibility in grooming the children in becoming who they want. And I'm saying this to us in our present paradigm now. If we intend to fix it, change as a sociology will tell you it don't happen overnight.
It doesn't.
It takes at least 4 to 5 years to see any change that you're planning right now to start to see the fruits of it. So parents, I'm saying to you now, you want to see a change in your family, you want the Black family to be great as it was meant to be, you have to start becoming equal parent in your home. And I'm going to talk to the men also who think the queen no have no talk because them is the man of the yard. If you want a chattel, if you want a slave, you don't have to get married. You can't just get one plug in your house to grow your picnic them for you and do your work. You don't have to marry. Because when you get married, it's supposed to be equality. And equity that is supposed to run the family. And I use the word equity because some persons don't understand the difference. Equality sometimes is important in a relationship, but sometimes equity comes in that one of the partner might need more this time than the other one to be equal. So you have to give and take in a family for each of us, each to grow. Even as a children, both of them might want shoes. But as a parent, now you're going to look at it, it's equitable. Razu big and him have 6 pair of shoes. Although him need a new shoes for this occasion, him could have wrapped back on what him have. Because I know you're going to have less shoes. And so for it to be equitable now, you might say to Razu, I am going to buy a new shoes this time. Next time you get it. And they would have to learn as a brother now to give and take and understand. And that can only be taught in a unified family.
Yeah, and that is important because something as simple as coming here today and you ask for 2 songs. So Razu likes older music.
Okay.
Sam Cooke, them kind of people. I know we love younger music like the one he sent. But because you had said 2 songs, they had to decide now, say, all right, and we just go with Rapture. Just for that kind of with
fitting into the situation.
Yes, and making sure that you don't we compromise on a lot of things. And when we say compromise, we don't mean say we're going to make things that is wrong just go through. We have to understand that each child, they have their own personality, and each parents too have our own personality. We come together. It's not always easy, but we come together and we have respect for each other.
And that is so important. And that is one of the reasons why when I thought of the family to be here, I didn't ask you because you're my friend. And because I have other friend too. I have family too.
Yeah.
So the reason why I ask is because I like how your family makeup, the demographic of your family is kind of representative of what is I'm used to when I do the research to see what would be in Africa or motherland. And most of us like to create our understanding of our family Jamaican paradigm by what come off the plantation. And I'm saying to people, what come off the plantation is not who we are.
No.
It's who we were created to be, to fight for who we want to become. As Imara had brought up before, they had to divide us. So they didn't have mother, father, anything like that. But if we want to make Black history meaningful, we have to look at who are we really.
That thing of respecting each other is an important, it's important in the mix of having a family. Whether, well, we're talking Black now, but whether Black or white, whatever, family. That thing of, let me share with you quickly. My other son, Mikhail, he is 20 nuff.
Oh, can you ask Imara how son?
when I met Imara, I had that child and his father died, right? So when I'm going to work, Imara is out, he's at home, he would have been in his teens, late teens. He would call me at work and say, Mommy, something in the fridge, can I have it? I'm going to say, Mikhail, I'm not there, eat. Because why? He knows it doesn't belong to him.
Right.
And for him to go and have it, he has to get permission. And that's the kind, and it's not because he's afraid or whatever, but he knows it is,
understanding. And that is,
can I have it?
That is good.
Can I have this? Can I have that? May I take this? May I take that? And I'm saying, if we start with our children that kind of way, letting them understand that respect. You know, go respect me, as his father said the other night. Me know why you respect me because I'm your father. It's not so it go. You are going to have respect for me because I am an individual and you are an individual. And he said, firstly, having respect for yourself.
Yes.
First of all, because if you have respect for yourself, you know,
That is
you
it.
are going to respect every other person. And we try to say to our children, respect people just because they're people.
Yes.
You don't respect that person because I'm wearing a jacket and a tie. I respect somebody, you don't respect the other person outside who is cleaning the yard because everybody has an important role. We respect people because they're people.
Because there are people, and there are, as I always say, being born a human is not what's important.
Yeah.
It's having a humanitarian
Yeah.
heart that makes a difference. And that analogy of views of people, the man who sweep to the man. I have that problem, even at church. I will say to them, if the person is not worthy of preaching on the pulpit, they should not be cleaning the churchyard.
Exactly.
Because if you tell me that we are on holy ground,
Yeah.
and people who do God's work should be honorable.
Yeah. Then
The
we are all
person-
one.
The person who cleaning the churchyard should be at the same level as the man who goes on the pulpit in front of God's eyes at the foot of the cross. So if you're a child of God and the man who they sweep the yard and clean the church, who you want to come into and sit down, is not important. Me, I have a problem with that kind of sitting. And that is how we were brought up as children. We grew up a part of our lives where we had helpers in our house. And our helper never eat one a kitchen when we're not the dining hall. It not gonna happen.
Because she's a person.
Because she's a person.
Yeah.
So
Looking after your household.
And I cook your food. So after when we time for us to share, our helper sits at the table with us. That's how we were brought up. And we were brought up not because we have a helper in the house, everybody eat and run gonna them room and the plate for wash up. We had Rasta to wash the plate even though we had a support.
Yeah.
And so we were taught that the man who come to clean our yard, we have to respect him, because if him can plan something, they'll step in it and poison you.
Yeah.
If you don't respect him. So, and I'm glad that you are now able to teach the same thing to your children. And what that does is create an ascendant. Your ascendants will come up, call you blessed, and pass the same thing on. So, Amara, you are a strong man. And I hear that strong women hard forget husband. But I think you're married to a very strong woman. So how you balance that now as a strong man?
Because I don't want a weak woman. I want a woman who can challenge me. Yeah, that is how me function. We must can, you know what I mean, have a discussion, agree and disagree, you know. In some ways, she believes in me somebody will just love talk, you know, or a debater, you know what I mean? When we continue to push my point, because me know that what I'm saying, you have to prove me wrong.
Yeah, oh, right.
You understand? And that is all I steer, you know what I mean? Me don't know, maybe some man would have said me weak still, you know, because of some decision I make still, you know. Because a decision to become like a house husband. Enough man would have said, boy, a little sissy brother that.
But even the other day I did a session with some persons over in Canada. And that is one of the conversations we're having. Can we have more men agreeing to be house husbands? Because we need the men, we need strong men to be in the home. And if you're going to go into studio for argument's sake, every day go sing, make you can't sing from a yard. We help back up the support. Because I have a friend when I was in public health school, when I did public health, I won't call his name, but his father was a house husband and his mom she got out to work. I think she was a nurse. And he was telling us at that time, even at school, everybody say, Mama, man, your father, and disrespect them. But for them, it was awesome. And eventually their friends start to grudge them, because when they go home, them not see for them father, they don't know where their father is. But they go home to find daddy at home and mommy coming. So they had a family, and it's a decision they had made at that time for financial and economical reasons, and also for the growing up of, because like you guys, his mom had, can I tell you, you only have 2 boys in the house. His mom had 7 boys. And she realized that for her young men to become rounded and grounded, daddy needed to be there. And if daddy had to go out to work, he would hardly have the time to be present. And they had a conversation, they had made a decision. And it have not made the father any less important to the whole demographics. And it have strengthened the family.
So what me really say is the decision that I took, and you know what I mean, at that time, especially when Razu came into the picture. See? And even the decision to be with her when she meet me, and you know what I mean, she did look me still, you know.
Tell the people the story.
Yes. So when I met her at Edna Manley College, see, and I was into this music thing, and me, you know, I talk, and she went, she said, I say, I'm married, you know, and she said, who you married to? I said, I'm married to my music. I just on my headspace there, right?
Yes.
When Razu came into the picture, she is a teacher, see, and she was teaching at St. Peter and Paul Prep, you know what I mean? And when Razu born now, and she have to go to school, and me used to out a studio at daytime and all about the place, and it was like the peak when the career looked like it got blast after, you know, when Razu came into the picture, see? And me I said, you know, the first time I go left him, I want daycare center, and when I go back and look and see the condition with me now, I say, you know, say, yo, me nah go make that something happen, you know. So me and I work out a thing. I say, guess what? You left and you leave 8 o'clock in the morning, go school, and school over by 2:33, the most. We just stay home with them. See? And I saw, I mean, nurture them.
Yes.
Yeah, right through the two of them.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I like
that.
To the point now where they say, Mommy, you know that me love daddy more than you. Don't feel no way, as Annie would say. I don't want you to feel any way. We said, no, I won't feel any way. Just express yourself.
Yes.
You know? And I love daddy cooking, and I love just being around daddy, and I love that. You know what I mean?
And that is awesome.
I am comfortable with that. I don't feel no way. Because I know that they are understanding the role really of a man.
Yes.
So when they have a family, you don't have to if and but.
Amazing.
If they're going to know what role to play as a father, as a husband, and as a man.
And you notice something, Miss Bev, I like I'm Mara, I don't like to miss things. And I like to point out things. And you, in your statement, I pick up points that I like to use from both of you. You said they like daddy cooking, daddy did. So it shows that it does not take away from being a man to cook, wash, clean, and iron in your house. It don't make you less of a man. I say to people, I have been able to become who I am because of who I married. Because sometimes people think I don't have no husband. Because I'm able to go out and find myself and do things. And I know that when I go home, me didn't go cook because he get home before me. And if we get home together, and we communicate and we talk on the phone, and sometimes he will say to me, before you leave the house in the morning, I want to go eat later. So we know, say anybody come home, dinner go on. Yeah. You understand me? And I like that. And so I understand when you talk about children not liking daddy cooking. Some man no man enough. If you want that statement, they call over them. And I say it's because of your own weakness and you're operating from a weak level why you can't be that kind of a man, because society is not teaching our men to be that kind of a man. So even though I never meet daddy till 26, he identified the gaps that was in his life and what he needed, and he decided that he will not allow his children to grow with that gap in their life. Yeah. And I'm really debating on it that somebody listening out there will understand. Don't tell your children, as some did grow. Provide for your children that which you missed in your own life. Amara is a living example of providing what he wanted. And he found a wife who understand and they could communicate and come to agreement about things and work it out and growing awesome young men that will provide good husbands and good fathers and help to build the society. And every time I think of this family and people say Jamaica gone to the dogs, me tell them at least little left in the kitchen. Liquor still left in the kitchen. Yes, and I know we coming. Mr. The lady there watch, Yes, me know where they coming up. Yes, me know we in your time. But we are going to be good this evening. And we're going to do it because we're getting it, and I'm not sure that I'll be able to get this family back again. So now we have them. We have to make use of the situation because I am using you two now and your children as societal guinea pigs. Wow. Of what society can be, because we need to set the paradigm. We need to change the narrative of the deadbeat dad or the mother who no care, because you have it on both sides of the coin. Mm-hmm. I was reading a study recently that was pointing out the deficiencies that is in a child when they don't have a strong mom. Mm-hmm. And the benefits of having a strong mom. And I was saying to somebody, then if a good mother is all of this good thing, why don't they say the father them gone make society bad then? Mm-hmm. That means we have bad mother and father. Mm-hmm. Why society is bad. So now we have both of you have your kids, but you both have your own career. Even though I'm married as a stay-at-home dad. So how do you create that gap? Any of you can answer, both of you can answer. You get to build your career, and Mara gets to build his career. The children are building their career. How do you create the balance?
It's a balance, as I said, stay at home, dad, yeah. For the home, when for the home. Mm-hmm. There are times when they will feel 6 months, 5 months, you know what I mean? But, when me the home, me make use of that vibration of sharing, of caring, and giving me full attention.
Right.
You understand? There's a next thing, when we really want to just say right here, so. Because people might have looked on the two way and say, that's an example. Mm-hmm. But the reality, you have to have a thing named forgiveness, and I believe,
yes.
Yeah, you see, she have to give her enough respect. You see me, I say, because guess what? I know, like say, I want to look a perfect brother, Women love me, really women love me,
I would not think you are perfect.
And she know that, see? And me play my game.
Mm-hmm.
See? But not in a way of any form of this way. Me never sleep out of my house yet. Mm-hmm. You understand? And if you read our book, you realize somebody.
So whatever show that experience, and now we know to read between the lines.
But guess what? There's a thing I observe. I remember a sister that did show some interest in me. I'll give you a little story.
Yes.
And we were at a point. But when she told me why she and her husband mash up, and when I look on her 2 daughters, and she said she kick him out of the house, and I say, for what? For the same thing where I look for me, because he would deal with another woman out there, and you are telling me about all this beautiful thing about this man, and just because of a little interaction with another female, you kick out something that's so valuable.
I actually take away one next woman valuable something.
And other eyes, you understand the level of me I talk about. But me I tell you, say, a whole heap of that go on in Jamaica right now, You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that is why you see so many dysfunctional homes, because people just believe, say, let me use the word, sex is all that important, and that can create, and we see that create a whole heap of disruption, which is something we could I really sit down and look through and say, wait, boy, you do this, I could deal with this. You know what I mean? But me I tell you, she's a classic one. If she not say it, she write letter. I remember some of them letter there. I will letter right, See?
So she expressed herself to you in how she's feeling about the matter. But what
Yeah.
I'm getting is that even though you might have hurt her emotions, she was willing to forgive you and work with you to build back.
I don't know if she see it as hurt. I hurt. maybe it's fear, concern,
whatever it is.
But I don't believe it's hurt. I'm not hurt.
Just go on.
So no, but you see, one of the thing with me, me into this, me can't tell lie, me not lighting,
Mm-hmm.
So me I go express myself how I feel, and that's why me not really have a whole heap of friend.
Mm-hmm.
See, because me now go boots you up, and me now go tell you say, me no do this, and me no feel a way, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I believe a whole heap of man I walk on and a whole heap of woman I walk on with a lie there in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I say, boy, it's all right if my wife sees somebody and saying look good.
Mm-hmm.
After I'm a man alone.
Yes.
You see what I say? These are some lies we walk around in our head that somebody can't free up themselves.
Say, I don't want no man and no other woman now look upon. What me they do with him? I tell me not get with him.
You see the levels.
You see the levels. Me not want to reject.
So, and that's why you have so much sick people about the place. And that's why you see all of them murder take place, because somewhere these pent up emotions and in them head, because they want to express themselves and them don't know if to express themselves truthfully.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Because the importance is, it's not whether you see another woman out there, no. The importance is that you must come home to what you have, because what you have good. And that is when it measures up to a woman to know if the man rates you or not. If he not come home, when you did wait for quarrel with him both.
Yeah.
You understand me? But what I like though, you are able to, your love express yourself. So you were able to accept when Miss Bev decided to express herself, whether it's in all them letters and things, we don't know if I urge her, she write them, and maybe I don't she have to do. But whatever it is, so she expressed herself to you, and you were able to be man enough to accept her expression of who she is. And then no, I like the way you give her respect and kudos for being able to forgive and work with you to build back and keep a family that the sons can see what it is like and learn what forgiveness looks like and being able to bridge gaps. Because one of our student person asked a question on Facebook this morning about what is love, and somebody said love is not needing to say you are sorry. And I said, in my opinion, love is knowing when I'm able to say you are sorry.
But before, make she give a story about her auntie and fair husband. Tell him that story.
Yeah, you know.
That's powerful more than anything.
Yes.
So quickly, my aunt was married to this gentleman, and they had 12 children? Yeah, 12 children. So when he left Jamaica on the regular farm work program, one baby wasn't born, and the last 3 were babies. So babies and unborn. And he left Jamaica. And guess what? When he went away, she would hear from him sometime, she wouldn't hear from him. So he went and he had an entire family in America. 25 years he left for. Sometimes she would just take a chance and go to Western Union and say he might send something. Sometimes she got nothing is there. Sometimes she got something is there. She don't have no number for him. She don't have nothing for him. But she said it's her husband because she's a woman of God. And one day I said to her, auntie, then if uncle should have come back, he said, did I take him back? I'm my husband.
Okay.
After 25 years.
Okay.
So guess what happened now? His daughters say, all right, they went to America. They saw him and said, no, you need to come home. Call him mother and say, mommy, you will take back daddy?
Yes.
She said, yes, send him come.
After 25 years.
This has gone into 27 years now.
Okay.
He came and his son went to the airport to pick him up. And the man passed his son and don't know him because when he left Jamaica, that boy was a baby. But them know them father.
Yes.
And said, daddy, you passed me and no say me. And he's back in Jamaica. You know, they came back to Jamaica and remarried.
Just look at that.
She said, "Is my husband? Is my husband? They remarried.
Awesome.
And they are happy again." You believe me? Yeah, happy again.
And that is awesome.
She
That
said,
is an
"Come,
awesome
we will fix him
story.
up back and we will feed him and we give him good Jamaican food and build him up back."
Just look at that.
After 27 years, it probably even more than 27.
What-
She said, "It's
I
my
rate
husband,
her.
it's my husband, it's my husband."
I rate her.
And they remarried.
look at
The vows.
Their vows
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah. And
That
them
is
good.
awesome.
Them good.
At Christmas time, when the whole family come down at her mother's home, yo, it's a joy to see them, man.
The unit.
The unit, the love. You understand? So we can fix Jamaica. It's easy. It's just we just get rid of some little trivialities.
Yes.
It's easy. We just talk about some things. And look on the importance of things. You can't destroy a family just because of a minute thing.
Because of 27 years, you can't mash up family for that, man.
You know,
But not everybody will wait for
That's
27
what
years, you know
yes.
what I mean? But I'm saying, even in our case, we are saying just understand. First of all, you have to learn the person that you're with.
Yes.
Because sometimes we don't know the person we are with.
And before you move on, that is very important. Do not marry the person with your own vision of who the person should be. Know who you're marrying, know who your partner is. And when you're making that decision to marry the person, don't say, when I marry the person, he will change to become who I want him to be.
No.
If he's not who you want him to be, no, don't marry him.
A lot of us women, black women, we have some false expectations of men that they must have this and they must have that and all kind of things, and we are not honest to our very selves. And if we're not honest to ourselves, we say we want one man we're honest and we want one man where we love you for who he is, but you don't love yourself either. You're not honest to your very self. So how are you going to want somebody to love you? I had a friend who, she met this guy who loved her so much. He would have do anything for her. You know what I mean? He was a cabinet maker. But she was talking to a man who was a teacher. He lectured at UTech.
Oh.
You know what I mean? But he's a lecturer. But guess what? Him not honest. Him not truthful. And if him give you $1 and say, go buy one bread to me, I ask you back for the change, you know. While the cabinet maker would pour out his heart.
Yes.
But, you know, sometimes we say we want somebody to represent us.
Yes, that is another story.
We want somebody who can represent us.
Can carry we off.
That can, you understand me?
Before
But why
you carry
can't
off
you
yourself.
can't represent yourself?
So you carry off yourself.
So I'm saying a lot of times we as women, we create a kind of barrier before we even go into the relationship.
It's true.
And we want the men to be what we want them to be.
And not who they are.
Just allow the man make him be himself. And when he's himself now, you're going to know if you can deal with that.
Who he is.
Yeah.
And then if you know
But once him
can't,
start to pretend for your
you're going to
sake,
have problems.
you're going to have problems.
You're going to have problems.
We
You're
have to
going
be honest
problems.
and we have to be truthful to each other.
Yes, and it is so awesome. So I am going to ask Razu and Anu to come and stand up behind their parents as we're coming down to Gravy. To come and stand behind their parents. Yes. So for those who are watching us on Facebook and YouTube and everything like that, you are seeing this family, the unit. I want each of them, no, me not going to introduce them, each of them to say their name and leave one word with us. And we will start with Anu since he's the youngest. And he's the author today among us.
Okay, so as you probably heard, my name is Anu Stewart.
We need to tell him all
Anu
of it.
Yakadi Stewart.
Yes.
And my word is everyone needs help.
Amen. Razu?
Yes, I am Razu. I'm Mara Stewart.
Oh, you get it.
Yes, you give it to me. I think what most families and relationships are lacking is proper communication. You know, a little communication goes a long way.
Amen.
And I always try to incorporate that in my life, you know, regardless of what I'm doing. So communicate, talk to the people you care about, make sure they're comfortable with the actions you are taking, because at the end of the day, especially in relationships, this is someone you plan to grow with. So make sure that you can grow with them and not feel like you're changing yourself. So communication.
I love that. Miss Bev, you next.
Beth Moonchild is the name, and these are my princes and my kingman right here. And the word is love, the word is respect, and the word is being truthful.
Amen. Words. Yes.
Yeah, this is my motto, let love and truth be the foundation of your heart. I'm Mara.
All right. And I am hoping that when Imara would have changed his name, and I'm not going to ask him to bust his real name. No, I'm going to leave that to him to when he's ready. And when he changes his name, I shall invite him back to tell me how the journey go. Because I want to know if his journey was like my journey. Because my journey was pretty quick, pretty simple, pretty easy. Within a month, my name was changed. When I started the process, it was pretty easy. And I was told it's going to be a hard take, but the company, records office, they really worked with me. It was good. The only thing I was when they tell me, no, you have to care about the paper, go make the man sign it. And me did I say, like, really? But it is part of our custom and it was part of our process. So I want to thank the Stewart's family for being on Healing Moments this evening with us on Fit FM 96.7, Your Life, Your Music. And because of the awesome evening we have had, I am not even going to close off the way I normally do. And because we have gotten our final word, I want to say to us who are listening on, love is the word, as Imara says. Let us change the story. Let us rewrite the narrative if necessary. Let us go back to our original roots where family is not only those who live in our house, but it's our extended family. And let us work together to help each other. Let's stop killing. Let's stop fighting. Let's become who we were called to be. Awesome, great, and wonderful. And let us live that our ascendants, our children, can grow into the greatness that we have created. The Stewart's family have started a legacy that I believe will continue through their ascendants, their children. And so therefore, I'm calling upon us as Jamaicans and Black people, wherever you are. And guess what? If Black people alone get it right, it won't work. So I'm calling on all people, let's fix our families one by one. We fix our nation, we fix our world, we reduce crime, and even COVID will have to take a walk if we start doing it right. Have yourself an awesome evening. It's Blessed Be from Healing Moments. We love you. Listen to this as we go.
I'm affected by your radiance, yeah.
I've got to tell you this, It's just an affirmation. I love the way divine creates you, my darling. You look